I'm very well. How are you doing?
All good. Can't wait to get on stage in like an hour and a half.
So this is obviously you're in just starting a European tour.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it is the fourth show, so this tour is just about to begin.
Right.
It's the first UK date on this trip. So.
Yeah. So how are you finding it so far on the tour? Okay.
Really cool. All the crew guys. We don't know the crew before, so
yeah.
It's always important to get along with everybody. And
yes.
The bands we know already because we're all pretty much from the same area in Finland. So
yes.
It feels like a good pack.
So tell us about whereabouts are you from in Finland?
Helsinki.
Oh, right. So obviously lots and lots of bands from that.
Lots of bands. Everybody knows everybody. Yeah, everyone's switching members between themselves. You take my bass player, take your singer, kind of.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, obviously, one of the reasons I'd like to talk to you today is obviously with your album that's out now, Beneath. So, could you tell us a little? I mean, that's what's been out since, is it November now?
Yeah, it was October, November, something like that.
Yes.
So it's been out a while, and then earlier this year it came on the States. So it's like one section of the world at a time.
Yes.
Try to get it out there.
Yes.
And it's our fifth album, but it's the second one with our new singer, Ari Koivunen, which makes all the difference in the world when you actually go back and listen to the first three albums, which are more technical death metal.
Yes.
Music.
I mean, I'll come on to that in a minute. But, I mean, obviously, how's the album doing at the moment? Is it doing very well?
I don't even know what's very well these days when it comes to CDs and music, but the fans seem to love it, and the reviews have been really cool, so we're pretty happy with it.
Good. So tell us a little about the background to the album, and obviously how it came together and all that sort of thing, if you can.
Yeah. Well, it started in a weird position because it was the first album I started to write by myself, whereas previous four albums I had a partner in crime with me, our ex-guitar player.
Yeah.
So this time I was kind of left to hang along, like, I don't know if I can write and do a whole album worth of music. But then it just started rolling and I started feeling really confident. And by the end of it we had almost 2 albums worth of material.
Yeah.
And luckily enough we also got the new guitar player along just in time to make it for the album and come along for 2 new songs as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very strong album. I mean, it's obviously a mixture of, if you look at, say, like the first 3 albums, I mean, obviously from your sort of the death metal, and you sort of progress to what you're doing now. So how would you sort of describe what you're doing now? I mean, obviously with Ari sort of joining you in sort of 2009, and obviously take up the singing duties.
Well, actually, we were laughing about it when we went into the studio with this one, with all the demos, and we're like, gee, I wonder what's the genre anymore, because it's all over the place. We have epic 9-minute songs, we have punk rock in there, we have death metal elements. So we just, let's just call it classic rock of the 21st century, because when you think of classic rock, I think about Queen and Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd, and all those bands did pretty much everything and anything within their career. Like they have the reggae song, they have the metal song, they have the rock and roll, the ballads, and the acoustic stuff.
Yeah.
And still it's just classic rock. That's such an easy tag to put on something. So we're like, well, to hell with it. We're the new wave of classic rock, so.
Because obviously, I methink someone's told me, and I read that, you talk about this line of classic rock of the 21st century.
Yeah.
How do you describe that, or how did that come about? I mean, obviously, I know classic rock covers a lot of things.
Yeah, well, that's exactly the thing, because we wanted to cover a lot of things. It's not just this metal or that metal or hard rock but just like I said, I think classic rock is such a wide term to classify a band in.
Yes.
Like if you can just say Led Zeppelin is classic rock and they have tons of different musical elements in their music, then I want to be tagged under that same name.
I mean, I don't like to genreize bands. I know there are some people when they try and do that, they particularly narrow focus. But I mean, listening to the album, I mean, it's a whole range of obviously mostly sort of clear vocals, but a little bit of growls as well. And I mean, obviously since Ari's joined the band, I mean, obviously that's made sort of brought a new dimension to the band, really, hasn't it?
As a songwriter, it feels so good to be able to write strong song, like vocal melodies, and know that the guy can pull it off and just present the song, and you might sing this, and he nails it, so it's beautiful.
So what did you, I mean, obviously, we sort of know of Ari's background, he won that competition in Finland, I mean, it sort of certainly pushed him, but obviously come and joined you. I mean, has that? I mean, I'm sure it's a good mix of the band, but I mean, obviously his name was a little bit known out there before. But
yeah, especially in Finland, he was like a serious celebrity with the problem with the yellow pages and people stalking, and it was like a really big deal over there. But luckily it's toned down a lot since 2007 when he won it and went double platinum with his solo album. And I guess he just wanted something a bit more of a band, not just his name and his face on the cover, but actually belong in a band.
I mean, I remember sort of seeing, I think he actually made the BBC News, you know, sort of a rock singer winter, you know, sort of a talent competition. We have them over here, but well, we don't talk about those. But I mean, obviously very nice, you know, really adds depth, you know, obviously to your songwriting and, you know, the lyrics and, you know, bits and bits.
We got a lot of crap for it, like how can you get an idol singer into your band? Well, like, listen to the guy, he can sing better than any of you, so what are you complaining about? Like, I don't care what your background is, if you can do your job, that's the most important thing.
At the end of the day, if he can sing, then, and you know, it comes across very, very strongly, you know, so,
that's what I thought.
Yes, yeah. I'm not going to tell us a little bit more about the album, you know, I mean, obviously there's, what, 11 tracks on there?
It's 12.
12, yes. I mean, all the, you know, varying, like you say, down to the genre of, you know, classic rock in its broadest term.
Yeah.
So, how did it all sort of come about? I mean, did you know, I mean, obviously, you know, when you come to put an album together, when you go to write, I mean, how does Amoral as a band sort of come together? And
well, like I said, most of the songs were written by me before the new guitar player joined us.
Yeah.
The philosophy has been pretty much, because we've never, even since the beginning, we've never limited ourselves in any way, like, oh, this doesn't sound like an Amoral song. Well, of course, if I'm going to write like a flamenco piece with techno elements, it's not going to end up on the album. But anything that the whole 5 guys in the band feel strongly about, then that's an Amoral song once we play it.
Yeah.
So even though it's something we've never done before, if I present to a drummer who's also an original member and the rest of the guys, and everybody's like, let's do it, then to hell with the categorization or whatever the music style is. And again, I felt like a kid in a candy store when I just came up with something really punky that felt like, I don't know, I was listening to The Offspring or whatever. And then we put our own element into it, and then it feels like a really cool song. So let's put that in next to the 9-minute epic song, which we've never done before either. And we kind of went overboard. We just, let's do anything we feel like doing. Because we get bored really, really easily. And I hear all this, even great metal bands, like really talented and good songwriters, but their whole 40 minutes of music on the album is very much the same. And I get bored like halfway through, like, please, some variety in there.
And there's certainly a lot of variety on the album.
Some say too much, but, you know, we'll see in a few years how we feel about it. So maybe we'll tone it down a little bit for the next one. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, what I'm going to do, obviously, just for our listeners, I'm going to play a track, the title track, Beneath.
Cool.
You know, obviously it's some people say an 8-minute epic. I mean, how did you got anything to say about the song? I mean, the sort of influences or how it came together? I mean, obviously.
Let's see if I remember. I know for a fact that that is the song I'm most proud of. I enjoy the most on the album. It's really, I felt strongly about it once it was done, and it just kept growing. It wasn't like there was no intention, like, I didn't sit down to write a 9-minute song. There's going to be a huge song. Just, it was part after part and just kind of blended together, and then I took the melody from the chorus, and I felt like I was watching some movie, and I've always loved music, movie scores, and I thought, well, wait a minute, that could actually sound like something out of a movie if it was played by an orchestra. And that ended up being an intro for the song.
Right.
It just kept growing and growing.
And it's a very beautiful intro.
Cool, thank you.
Yes. I'll tell you what, then we'll play Beneath, and then we'll be back after this. Amoral, and I'm here with Ben from the band. So yes, rather windswept London evening. Obviously we're in the middle of a European tour at the moment, obviously promoting their new album Beneath. So Yes, I mean, obviously we talked about the album a little bit. So, I mean, obviously, this year you've had quite a busy year, haven't you? With quite a few sort of major dates. I mean, I see that you went the first time to the States, to Austin, Texas, to was it the SXSW show?
Yeah, South by Southwest Festival. Like a week-long shenanigans with tons of bands.
Yeah. How did you find America?
Well, I've been there before a bunch of times, but actually to play there finally was really like one of the dreams come true, because we've been playing for so long, and it's always like, because most of the bands we grew up listening to when we were 10 years old were big bands from America, like Pantera and Metallica and all those guys. So it's always been one of the goals of the band, like to play the States.
Yeah.
So of course now that we're aiming for a proper tour and not just one show, but it went pretty good, I think.
And obviously the response from the fans was very good.
That's the thing about the show, it's kind of weird, because it wasn't really about music fans, it was more media and record labels and other, like business people.
Like a showcase.
It was very much a showcase.
Yeah.
But luckily there were a few fans, even some that knew all the lyrics, which actually made it feel more like a show.
Yeah.
But it is weird to fly all across to the other side of the world, then hang out for a few days, and then get on stage for 40 minutes, and then come off. But I really like tours like this more, because it gets like a routine in a good sense. When you just know what you're doing, you know why you're there, and the band's just on fire after a few shows.
Rather than sort of that one-off.
Yeah, after sitting on a plane for 20 hours and then getting on stage, all messed up from the time
So about talking on the plane, I mean, I also read that you've been to Japan and China as well this year. How was that?
Talk about sitting on a plane. Japan we've done once before, but that was 5 years ago, and it was amazing, and everybody just went to come back.
Yeah.
And especially now with the new lineup and all, it was really cool to go and show them what the new Amoral is all about.
Yeah.
China was cool, but very weird. The scene there compared to the population is so small. So in China, like for example, we played in Shanghai when the population is like 23 million people.
Yeah.
And still even a band like Lamb of God won't sell out a 700-seater venue. So that tells you about how big metal is over there. But there were like a nice group of, I think 150 or something, we played for a nice bunch of people. And they were all packed in the front, which is really cool. Because in Finland, if you're playing to a half-empty space, everybody's in the back drinking beer.
Yes, I've been to Finland a few times, but most people do go and see the bands over there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, you know, in the Far East, you know, it's picking up. I mean, in Japan, classic rock, if you like, has been big for many, many years.
Japan's different than China. It's been huge for, I think, 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
Rock and metal music over there. So we knew what to expect, and it was really good once again.
Was that very similar to what you did in the States? Sort of like a one-off show, or
we did 2 shows.
Yeah.
We had a showcase thing in Tokyo with 4 other metal bands, and then a little festival in Nagoya.
Right. Yes.
Which was even more laid back, and we felt better about the show.
Yes.
Showcase always puts you on the spot, and you're like, oh, I have to give 100,000,000%, and I'm so nervous.
Yeah. But obviously, it's in another part of the world that you haven't been. I mean, have you got any? You know, have you got plans for later in the year or 2013?
Well, the plans are still kind of open. We know we want to record the next album next year. Hopefully, also release it next year.
Yes.
But about touring, we're working on some things, but nothing's confirmed yet. So
So it's just literally, I mean, you're doing this tour, and then obviously, you know, see how it goes from there.
Yeah, it's back home. We're going to continue writing the next album. We're about halfway there. So.
Right, okay. Obviously, the Far East was very good for the band, and you obviously enjoyed the experience.
Yeah.
And you were saying that, obviously, plans for 2013?
Yeah, still kind of hanging in the air. We hope to do a little bit more touring on this album, because we really believe in it, and we don't want to see it fade away that fast.
No.
Which is the problem these days with music. Nobody really works now, except the big bands that get to tour big places. But it feels like once the album's out, after a month, people are already asking, oh, when's the next one coming out? Yeah. Like songs just drop out of the trees. And,
well, it takes time. It's a creative thing.
Yeah, it takes time to write them, recording them, and everything.
Yes.
But yeah, we're writing at the moment. Yeah. We have a bunch of songs.
Yeah. How are you finding, one thing I like to ask about is, how are you finding the whole social networking experience for the band?
I'm not the biggest advocate of it. I'm not on Facebook, for example. I kind of miss some of the mystique that music used to have. back in the day of Jimmy Pages and those who can actually just disappear into a tour bus and nobody knows what's happening.
Yes.
And now you have to tweet about every single sandwich you eat at the breakfast table because you need to keep people aware of what's happening.
Yeah.
But it's also cool that people, it's much easier to talk to the artists nowadays.
Yes.
And you hear from them directly instead of press releases and somebody at the label deciding which side of the rock star you should hear on.
Well, the unofficial forums as they used to be, you know, so, and you know, she actually meet them at a show or something, so, yes. Well, that's...
But, yeah, it's definitely, it has its advantages, like people will hear about you and can spread the word easier. It's not about packing tapes into envelopes and sending them to the other side of the world, or like it used to be.
No, it's, music's changed so much these days, you know, Alright, well, I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll play the last track from the album that I asked you there tonight. Obviously, this one I'm going to play is called Won't Go Home. Tell us a little bit about the track.
I think it's the only song on the album with all growing vocals.
Yes.
So it's very much a nod to our past. And it just felt like the song turned out to be so melodic before I came up with the vocal stuff for it, and just thought that maybe instead of making it really sugary and putting on his beautiful voice on top of it, let's just have him scream the lyrics and just add another dimension to it. And I think it turned out pretty cool. It's a bit different from the old stuff, even though it's screaming, but the background for the music itself is kind of weird. It's very chord oriented instead of just riffs after riffs.
Yeah.
So
I mean, obviously, I know you're, a lot of people say you're a very riff-driven band, you know, very melodic, even a bit of groove in there as well.
We hope so. Yeah, groove is the most important thing in music, so...
Yeah, well, I'm a great groove fan, whatever it comes from, but, you know, my ears like it, I like playing it. So.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's what a lot of people say. All right, Ben, well, do appreciate your time having a talk to us tonight. So what I'll do now, I shall play Won't Go Home. This is the Beastie in the Underworld here on Infernal Rock Radio. I'd just like to say thank you to Ben Varon from Amoral for coming in to have a chat with us tonight. That was recorded last week in London, a very windswept evening when they played in London, along with Fair as well, and I shall have them coming up at the show in the next few weeks, and very much looking forward to that interview as well. The last track I played by them was Won't Go Home, and that one before that was called Beneath.